back to this, continuing carrying on with Reborn, right? It's been a few days since I've recorded, and that's mostly because I've only been able to do singles, right? And again, I was prioritizing to or at least getting to the point where we can actually start the new route, right? As for this, though, I keep fucking up the controls. Again, we're just gonna continue on our training position, right? Again, I'm goddamn the volume's loud as hell. Also, I realized my microphone wasn't even at my mouth, so if you didn't hear anything for the last 30 seconds, I got it fixed now. But oh, it's raining. Interesting. Oh yeah, I was gonna say we're I was gonna say a horrible start if we would have missed. What? Again. So, again, because here's the thing. Sky Drop, not the greatest move, it'll do. I just need the big thing. I need Medicham to learn a Psychic type. That's really all I need at this point. Again, and it really is just a question, is this going to be enough for the gym leader, right? And if it's not, right, again, then the reality is, I'm probably just going to have to drop this game. Unfortunately, and I will say I've kind of calmed down from the previous parts, and my initial reaction then. Because, I love this game, and getting back and just kind of, I guess, accepting that, I guess this plan seemed a lot more viable when I first came up with it. But again, I understand, and it's mostly due to the nature of, I'm in a weird position. I'd say I'm in a very weird position when it comes to, my relationship with Pokemon fan games, in the series. Because I don't keep up with the series, not because, I don't like the direction it's going in, but more so just because I literally just don't own a Switch and don't want to buy one. Much less the Switch 2, right? To date this video, right? So, and I recognize, right, that a lot of these fan games are designed for and by people who are disgruntled with the direction of the series. Particularly when it comes to, I don't even want to say, because I think part of it is, it's kind of the same argument or same sort of ordeal, or there's a good term for it, I can't recall when I lost, or same mentality as FNAF, what? So, but that would be the story piece, right? But I think, other part of that is the difficulty piece. So I think a lot of people design their fan games, to be pretty fucking difficult, right? Or at least at that level, right? I mean, again, I think prime example, I'm using every single I'm making the game as easy as I can with these passwords without actually just completely invalidating or defeating the purpose. So it is something to where it's but even in that regard, again, my issue is I just question putting the hardest gym leader, right, or an extremely challenging one in an area where you cannot go back and access the rest of the region. At least without prior knowledge, because I do think we knew that we were going, because I do remember it did give us some manner, we were informed. I do recall where it's it gave us a warning, right? But again, was I under the impression that the gym leader was going to be next to impossible to beat with my current team? No. So, again, that's the main, because I have no doubt once we beat the gym leader, we're able to progress, and this is probably going to be my team, or at least I'll need to decide who to sub out or sub in, because I think that is a sort of question, comment, or concern, right? think I want 2 fighting types on my team, right? Despite, you know, their dual typing, but I'll just need to kind of see. Again, like I said, really more than anything else, I just need Medicham to learn a psychic move. Like, Hawlucha's in a good... Goddamn. Like, Hawlucha's in a good enough position. You know, like, with high jump kick, that's going to be a pain to use again. But I think I'm mostly going to use, like, Sky Drop. But again, you know... Also, hold on. Well, I was going to say, I don't have Fly, because supposedly this is how we get Fly from me in this gym, right? And that's probably how we access the rest, go back to, like, the main portions of the region, right? But, again, I just need to, like, because the problem is if it doesn't learn a Psychic-type move, then there's virtually no reason to Medicham on our actual, like, team going into this gym. Hawlucha is 100% going to be, like, fine. But, like, Medicham is, like... Again, who knows, right? Right. Yeah, so I'm thinking, I don't think we'll be able to get fully trained in this part. I think realistically, it'll take 1, maybe 2 more parts after this one, right? I should really be doing these as like half parts, like how I sometimes normally do. But again, it's just like, yeah, we'll just need to see, right? You know, oh, there's no PP left. Oh, this does, I forgot, this doesn't work, right? Well, can I kill it with, Medicham? So yeah, let's, and then every time, because I'm not gonna lie, that really pissed me off when I first, like, came back, did that, and then forgot it, right? So here's what I'm gonna say. This will be my agreement. I'm not going to record Tacoa again until I get my team up to level 70 here. Honestly, I might as well just do this shit on my own. But again, it's just an issue of, like, I'm not going to be able to really commit to that, right? And I think the main thing is, in about a week, I'm going to be gone. I'll be going back home, but I won't be able to record during that time, right? So, you know, the big thing with that, right, is because of that, you know, I'm gonna try to, that's why, like, I want to, you know, put in a conceited effort to get up to speed here, right? Because I was initially gonna try to finish Tacoa, but, you know, I'm thinking gain up to speed here is equally, if not more important, so... I didn't realize, you know, if you miss, you just, like, slam into a rock. Right. Again, and yeah, that's what I'm like, none of these are good. Literally the only 2 Pokemon we could have gotten from, that's why I'm like, literally, it was just Hawlucha and, Medicham, right? And I said that I'd probably need both of them, you know, but again, I just, theoretically, there should be no reason why it wouldn't, in, like, the span of 15 more levels, it shouldn't be able to learn, even if it's not the greatest, just a Psychic type. Like, Hawlucha is able to learn Flying type. You know, and it's, I will say, so, Hawlucha, we are level 60, right? So only 10 more levels to get to the level cap. So, which again, we're just going to train everyone up to the level cap. Especially since the leader, Samson, has, his Hawlucha, I think, is his main one. It goes above the level cap, so it's like, you know, bad, you know, situation. But, yeah. Swords Dance! Maybe, alright, because I'm never gonna, realistically, I'm never gonna use Feather Dance. We could do some Swords Dance cheese. Like, if we do, like, I think we could potentially do some, cheese, right? Yeah. Here's the issue, am I ever gonna use Endeavor? I think there is a situation situation where I can't use Endeavor. Yeah, but I'm never gonna use Feather Dance. Just get rid of Feather Dance here. Because, like, do I have, like, a, a speed? I was gonna say, we don't even have, it doesn't even come with, you know, what would you call it? We got some, we have a dire hit. I was gonna say, that's all we got. We don't got anything that can increase speed. Because I was gonna say, we can kind of go, to be fair, Hawlucha is pretty fast. It's, well, with the exception of Serperior. Well, to be fair, Hawlucha still has 10 more levels to go. So, that probably sounded horrible. But anyway. So, I think we could do some Swords Dance cheese. You know. Because, like, one Swords Dance, and then, like, any, like, it's either a Skydrop, either a Skydrop or a high jump kick. Oh, I should mostly be using Skydrop because he has a fighting damage. But so that basically turned it into a, what would you call it? Sky Attack, which was the move we had earlier. So one Sword Skydrop, you know. Yeah, so we need to go. And again, by the time Hawlucha's level 70, Medicham should be at a level to where, because again, its best move being Rock Smash is like, what I will say is we can do some like counter cheese, I think, you know, if nothing else on Medicham. God damn. I was gonna say having trouble moving. What's funny is, I think I started Reborn roughly 1 year ago. Now, obviously, I was gone for like the past 8 months, so it was like... And in the meantime, I played Gaia, which again, I enjoyed. I liked Gaia, right? You know, I put it in the same camp as like Uranium, where it's a solid, like, just a solid standalone fan game, you know. And I don't recall when it was made, but yeah, solid standalone fan game, you know. But again, it's something to where it's like I wanted to get more into again, to I guess try to live up to Insurgents, right? The Reborn-esque, you know, game. And also, one thing I realized, you got me, KB. I was gonna say, if you recall, I'm pretty sure Poppy's Playtime Chapter 4 is out. So, once I'm caught up, right, what I'll probably do, I don't know if I'll take a break from Reborn. I think once I'm done with Tikal, right, you know, because that was kind of like where I literally saw that new chapter come out, so that's why, like, I basically, you know, like, rushed to, like, at least start it, you know. But what I'll probably do after, and in fact, because I'm pretty sure I got a list. Let me just go and adjust this real quick. Because let me see, you know. I guess I don't have, you know. I thought I had a recording list, but I guess, you know. Yeah, I guess it no longer exists. I swear. Oh, I do. Recording ideas. You know. Ongoing. Reborn. And then, Chapter 3, I guess, and then future would be, and then future will be, Poppy's Playtime. And again, I've said, you know, if you're watching this and there's a few parts out after, honestly, your best bet's probably just to skip, just again, you know, because, like, this is kind of, this is like the reality, you know, of the games, right? And again, this was what I was doing during Insurgents, right? But again, because Insurgents was my second run, there was a lot less reason for me to do, like, at least until where I got where I was first go around. You gotta be kidding me. We're already starting off with this bull. Oh my god, that's actually, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty ridiculous. So, yeah, that's actually kind of insane, you know? Yeah, still no psychic move. Again, 15 levels left, and I have no earthly way of knowing, right? Yeah. One thing I will, and again, because if you remember early in the game when you're in the ward, right? You know, I talk about the scarcity of Pokemon. Like, this is definitely a game that plays on the scarce factor, you know, of like, you don't really have that much to work with, right? You know, which, and also, yeah, I forgot we got like 18 badges. And again, that was something I liked and respected, again, but unfortunately now when the game puts us in like a nigh impossible like situation, again, that comes back to bite us, and it's something to wear. Again, it may jeopardize, which would suck because, you know, I'm what, 50 something parts in, right? So it's like, it just sucks, you know, knowing that it could potentially all be for naught if, like, I'm not able to beat Samson. Because if I'm not, I'm gonna have to kill this run. And that's not even, like, from a Nuzlocke perspective. It's just simply, again, being pseudo-soft-locked in an area and just being unable to progress or, like, you know, backtrack in any way, shape, or form. So, oh yeah, I realized I'm short for time. We should be at what, roughly like 20 minutes though? So, we're at 16. Yeah, I do think it'll take 1 or 2 more parts after this, specifically with Medicham. Again, I really do just hope it learns the psychic move. Like, I do remember it learned, what did it learn? Medicham learned, counter, right? Which I think we could do some stuff with that. I think if it really came down to if it really came down to it, we could do some stuff with counter. That's like same thing, like, because I'm thinking if we can get a sword stance up on Halucha, and again, rarely do I use these type of moves, right? Oh my god. But if we can probably kill most of, if not all of what all of his team between our moves. It's like, damn. Let's at least do this. And now what we do is we just go into here. I was gonna say weather change low-key pretty frequent. And I guess anything else, is there really, like, I'm curious as to how, because again, if I recall where we're at in the game is, so we're not too far off of like that, the main, I guess, what would you call it? Not, Team Meteor, but fucking like the other group that we fought, we're not too far off of the interaction with them, right? So we're definitely, and it sucks because I know we're starting to hit like the climactic point of the game, right? You know, we're finally breaking out of the ward, or like actual Meteor City, I believe, or Reborn City, I think it's called. Right? You know, we're finally kind of getting into like the meat and potatoes, so to speak, of the game. So that's why it would suck so bad if I had to kill the run at this point. But I feel like there's no way. Like, I might Google it simply because, like, I feel like there's no way I'm the only person who, like, actually, let's do a test. I'm gonna Google it right now. Let's see. I'll do Pokemon Reborn Samson. Let's see. How do I beat Samson? You know, again, Ice Shard, Mamoswine for Halucha. So, team advice, Samson battle. How to beat alright, yeah, so that's why I'm like, there's no way. How do I beat Samson? You know, spam Feather Dance, you know. So, help with Samson. That's why I'm like, again, I feel like this is, and it seems like a lot of it, so I guess you can get a Mamos, but that's my issue. Where the fuck are you getting Mamoswine? Like, again, I am locked into... I don't think I can get a Mamoswine. I am just... And that's the issue, right? You're, you know, stuck here. Like, because if I could get a fucking Mamoswine, hell yeah, you know, I'd, But again, you know, unfortunate answer is that's why I'm thinking Hawlucha, and I'm really hoping that, you know, again, right? I'm really hoping that, because again, if I'm not able to beat Samson, you know, I'm not able to progress in the game, right? So. Anyway. It is just, again, it is kind of annoying. Because I get that's not. So it is funny to know that, like, I'm not the only one that has issues with this meter, right? Let's see. Because, yeah, I remember looking at my PC and, like, none of the Pokemon there were actually used. To be fair, I don't think we were that far off of... I honestly, I don't remember. Again, this is the main issue. Because it's not the fact that it's hard, right? Yeah, literally, the problem is none of the again, these two are horrible against him. Jinx would theoretically be good, but not against, you know, again. But it's like... Again, there's just, and especially with, who knows? Again, this is the reality though, right? And bringing it back to, like, my game. If I can't beat him with this, you know, upgraded team designed specifically, or with just these two additions, then that's the game. I mean, that's kind of the reality, you know, is that the reality at that point becomes, you know, I just can't continue the game and I have to cut off. I was gonna say, hello, shiny? This is a shiny, right? I don't want to kill it. I guess let's capture it, right? You know, Rock Smash should kill it, right? That is, I forgot we had huge power. Rip. That looks crazy. We just, like, annihilated a shiny. Yeah, I forgot we had a huge power. Which, again, is an amazing ability. But, again, it's a question of how useful is it going to be in this fight, you know? I guess, again, the problem is we need a psychic move. It doesn't even need to be a physical one. Like, a special one would be fine. But, again, I don't know if we're going to do it, which is the problem. That was crazy. We just annihilated that shiny like that. You're kidding. I talk about how much I hate the Gen 3 style. I just want to throw it out there. You know, no bias against the game. It's just I'm a lot more of a fan of the Gen 4 style. At least when it comes to these games. There probably are fan games that run the Gen 5 style. You know, because obviously that was the last, you know, pre-3D style. Some games run the 3D sprites, but obviously, you know, they're not going to run the overworld in that, you know, same capacity. I don't know if I said it. Can we get Hawlucha to level 70 in this part. I think that's a good point to end the part, is when we get to level 70, right? Because once we do, you know, then all is it should just be probably one more part at that point to train Medicham. So. But I guess, again, we'll see. Rip. Goddamn. Goddamn, I was gonna say. Yeah, I mean, I do think, though, the plan is, obviously, if I'm able to get through, you know, then I'm gonna continue the, honestly, probably with the current team, I'll just keep both Hawlucha and Medicham on the team, right? You know, if I need to sub them out, I will. I not mean to use slow down. I'll sub them out. Bitch, don't slow down. And then, you know, continue on. Hopefully there's no other points like this in the game. I just feel like because we'll have access to the rest of the region, it won't be an issue. But again, you know, it's like... What I will need to do is game plan against his team, basically, is what I got, right? Just to figure out who's going to go up against who. Obviously, we're playing on Switch mode, so we're not messing around with set. You know what, one thing I never tried to do is, like, actually go, because, you know, one thing I am curious about, because this is what's on Route 2, right? You know. So let me go and actually see, you know, what's on, because we're so this is how we came in, right? And we just, yeah, so we can't, that's why I'm like, so we literally cannot, this is where we are confined to here in Route 2. And again, that's why it's like, it is only, we have only what is available to us on this route. And from what I can see, there's only two in that. Because if, I'm going to be honest, if Medicham does not learn a Psychic move, it's basically useless to us. Like, so really the only one we are able to work with or do anything with is Hawlucha. You know? If we are unable to, like, learn a Psychic type move on Medicham, right? And again, Hawlucha's approaching, you know, level 70, right? So, I mean, it's current, again, Skydrop is fine. It's just, especially if we can like do like a swords dance type play, like, really. 64. Really? Damn, drill run? Yep, no, still no levels. Yeah, let me go heal. And yeah, then it's a question of what's meta champ. Again, I really, at this point, I'm fine with Hawlucha's current moveset. You know, but I think let's talk about something else, right? So I think I've definitely covered this before. So what's the future of Pokemon for like this channel, right? You know, I think again, I'm still gonna do fan games, right? You know, at least the Reborn line, you know, because again, I've talked about, you know, for as cool as again, Infinite Fusion was, right? I think a big thing is, I don't even want to say ROM hacks, but I can only like play fan games that take place in like new regions. I think that is a, again, the reality being I just need a new story. Like that's really what it comes down to. That's again what, you know, why I enjoy this series so much, right? You know, I played it for what, most of my life, right? So again, that's so just going down the list. And then, alright, so still nothing from leveling up to 57. Again. And then I still think that, you know, like obviously I've Reborn, then Reju. Again, the Reborn line is, you know, honestly the games might not be related, but I just call it the Reborn line. Just because they have it on their fucking website, you know, but, so... I'm thinking a good bet once Metacham levels up once more, because I don't really care about Hawlucha at this point. But once Metacham levels up again, I'll probably stop this part, you know. Because again, I'm really hoping it learns like a move here shortly. Yeah, because Hawlucha, I mean, he'll probably learn one more move. I don't know if it'll be relevant. Another shiny. Let's actually try to get it this time. I was gonna say like we can actually what the hell did it just do? Oh, we Speed Garb. Alright, just start throwing Pokeballs, right? Got it. Yeah, give me that shiny. Fuck, I meant no. That is hilarious though. So we have a shiny Boldor now. Funny enough, it looks like the colors of our character, right? The yellow and black, right? Its only offensive move. Yeah, I think that's fair. Once, you know, we level up Medicham once more, right? We'll be, I'll call it for this part. Say, that's hilarious. Hey, we got another shiny, though. You know, what's nice is, again, you know, we just threw our first Great Ball and it worked. So we didn't really need to waste, didn't need to waste our time. We gotta be close to leveling up at this point, right? You know, having huge power, like... Alright, so we leveled up. So, I'm willing to call it, for this part, right? Made pretty solid progress. Again, it's still the same old issue. And again, there's still a very... Again, I find that... So, that response was hilarious. Just get a Mamoswine, you know? Again, we don't have access to that. I will say it is funny. We got this... damn, it has an Everstone? What the fuck? Alright. Whatever. Rock type we're not using. Again. Hawlucha, I'm fine with. Right? I think its current moveset is fine. You know. Medicham needs to learn that moves. Really. Like, we need it. Like, I need a Psychic. I think that's going to kind of make or break. Because I think it's with both of them that we're able to actually, like, you know,